knowledge creating 99.9% success. I mean, it is 100%. Already certified as one of the 4 master coaches by Accenture for certifying new trainers. So people who are looking to become trainers can reach out to you.
So I need to explain to you I have a problem. My problem is simple. I know what I'm saying, you may not. Okay, who's got an Alexa? Alexa, who's got an Alexa machine? Do you know when you speak to it sometimes and it doesn't do exactly what you would like it to do? If I speak too quickly, you don't understand me, just raise your hand and I'll come back to it. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay. So one of the great things about the opportunity to speak is understanding what the audience would like. And I have a pretty free range around networking and marketing to be able to do that. I wonder if just to start with, you have something that you would like a solution to that I could put into my presentation for you. Is there something going on in your world at the moment around your networking, marketing activity where you're thinking, I'm doing something, but something's not adding up? Yes, thank you.
Sorry, let's grab the opportunity. So I host LinkedIn local in Thane. Now my challenge as part of the networking event is I am not able to connect to most of the individuals present. So I miss out on meeting them in person. So how can I combat that issue? Because in a networking event, this is a smaller crowd, but if you have a bigger crowd, you may lose out on opportunity meeting the right person. So how we can?
We can do that. We can talk about that certainly. Okay. If I were to ask you, who has started a business from scratch, from nothing? Anyone started from nothing? Do you remember day one when? Well, 2 things. First thing, the day when you decided to do it. All the people around you who told you not to, and then you said, I'm going to do it, and I did it. At that point, you may have had a few people around you who liked you, who trusted you, who, if you're going to do something, they're going to follow you, and they're going to carry on with you, and they're going to support you. And the lady here with LinkedIn Local is exactly the same. You've got to develop a network that will enable us to reach out to other people. And developing a network takes time. It's not a simple fix. Here we are in January 2020. In January 2021, if you action anything that came from Parel this evening, or that I mentioned, you will see a return on investment. And the return on investment for me is your time. If you require income, I can deliver income to you. I can give you what you want financially, we can do it. I can't give you your time back. So your time this evening is precious to me. There are a lot of you, and I need to connect with you in a way that you will take some action, you will do something different. I mentioned at the beginning of this, my introduction, was 99.9% referral success. So what's the 0.01? It's if you decide you don't want to work with them. It's very simple. For 4 years, Katrina and I, we've used all of the networking opportunities, we've used all of the social media opportunities to be out there so that people could see us. But what did it give us? It gave us people who were transactional. They were all about how much is it going to cost, not what they were going to get, because it was an investment. So if I'd given 100 tickets away for this evening for free, probably 80 people would turn up because I gave it to them. If I gave 100 tickets away to people I didn't know for free, probably 20 people would turn up because I didn't know them. Does that sound a bit 80-20-ish? Does that sound sort of something that you're familiar with? We're running a course at the moment, and one of the things that came out today was 20% of your clients give you 80% of your income. You may have heard that 80-20 spoken about before. And one of the other things we talked about was 20% of your clients give you 80% of the aggravation on the telephone. So if we can get 20% of our clients to give us 80% of our income, and we can duplicate that by using all of the social media activity that we can, having the LinkedIn profile up to date and everything else, this is a great first touch. If somebody connects with me on LinkedIn, often it comes back automatically. I'm not an automatic person. I don't do automation. If you connect with me on LinkedIn, you will get a physical reply from me. Something about where I am on that day and what the weather is, so that somebody knows that I'm being real and I'm not a computer. But guess what? Sometimes the responses I get are absolutely from the computer if you didn't understand why somebody's talking about the weather because of what the text says. It's okay, it's okay. I'll be all right with the language and the speed at the moment. Is the language okay? You understand me? Just show of hands, please. You understand me? I just need to know that people understand me.
You're not audible. There's strain to yours.
Is it okay?
You need to be a little louder.
Louder?
Yeah.
Or like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is loud.
India is loud.
Wow, okay. I'll be a little bit louder.
Thank you.
So if we could solution this to start with, when Barrett said to me, Philip, there's an opportunity to speak, and I said, yes, that's very good. What are we going to talk about? And he told me, and I said, what outcome are they looking for? Because to me, the outcome is important. We've now got like 24 minutes left, and it's all going to finish. And at some point, you're going to join the traffic. And what you've heard from me and from Barrett this evening will disappear, because there'll be other things on your mind. That is, if your phone doesn't ring first, and somebody else distracts you from what you're trying to do. Our marketing is the most important aspect of our businesses. The most important part. It's the last thing you close before you close your business. And if you close it too soon, you'll find that where you've had a continual stream of new client opportunity, the opportunity will just diminish. And it will become very little. How do we know that? People become very busy. And when you become very busy, you start to let things go. And one of the things we let go regularly is our marketing if we physically have to do something for it. Excuse me. If we physically have to do something for our marketing and I get busy, I have to let something go. And what do I let go? My marketing. And what happens? 16 weeks later, you feel the effects of it. The phone doesn't ring, the door doesn't open, and no new opportunities come your way. Fact. And I'm not here to frighten people, I'm just here to say we need to think about it. We need to think about all of those things. How many people came here this evening, Barrett touched on it, with the thought of, I just might sell something if I'm lucky. And if I had a lie detector going around the room now, I wonder what the lie detector would be telling me compared to the hands going up. How many people thought, I'm going to a networking event, if I could connect with a couple of people this evening, it could change the way my business looks in the future? Thank you. I share something with you. If I'm invited to a networking event, first of all, of course, my diary has to be clear for the time of that event. You'd say, well, that's pretty standard. There's something else. My diary's got to be clear to have coffee with the 2 people I'm going to book it with at that event. 2 people tonight, I don't know. So if you were in my home city and I was doing this presentation, I'd be talking and I'm looking to see where the engagement is coming from and what's happening, and afterwards I'm going to shake hands with a few people. So how does this feel? Sorry, your name, sir, is? Okay, so I'm just going to shake your hand. I'm going to say to you, would you be, I heard what you said earlier, would you be happy to have a coffee with me next week perhaps, so we could just share some successes together?
Sure, definitely.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Thanks to you. The success conversation is an easy one to have with people, and whether you like talking to people or not, we've got to do something different. Unless you have a shed load of money that you're going to put towards your marketing. A shed load. That reminds me of something else. Who has a shed load of other people's business cards? Be honest. Just put your hands up. Who's collected business cards from people in the past? And you've got lots of them. And you went to another event, and at that event you collected a few more. And you know, honestly, they sat on my desk. And at the end of that week, we're talking 7 years ago when I was doing this, I collected some more. And in good intent, I put them on the desk. And the following week, I'm now going networking again. There's a problem. There's no room on the desk. So I've opened the drawer, and I put the cards in and closed it. And the cards I've collected tonight, 30 of them from the people in the room, are now on the desk. Because I'm going to put them in my phone. And I'm going networking again on Wednesday, and I haven't got time. There's another pile. Some of you, collectively, we probably have 10,000 business cards together of other people. 10,000. Share this with you. Katrina and I, my wife and I, for the last 4 years, yes, we do all of the social media things that you'd expect a company to do. We've built relationships with a few people. And these few people are relationships where I can speak about any of them for 4 or 5 minutes. I could easily refer them. And guess what? They can easily refer me. I can't cope with large numbers of people referring me. For 4 years, I've not needed to think I need to get a new client from somewhere. There's always been a new client ready to come, but we've not been in a position to take them. My referral partners know where we sit. They know the type of person I like to engage with. Just as an aside, I like couples who are in business together. So husband, wife, partners, that sort of thing, a couple who work together are my target market. A couple who work together where their behavioural styles are different enough that one is probably more go-getterish and one is probably more making sure that the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, so that they complement one another. How do you do that? How do you do that where you don't have to go networking all over the place and all of the time be trying to sell yourself? You have to build a group of people around you. And building a group of people around you starts with a handshake. They all started the same way. They started with a handshake. Whether with a man or female or whatever, they all started the same way. Now we have a decision to make. So I came to the networking event and we met. And before I left, I booked our coffee in the diary. I've said to you that I would like to do 55 minutes of a meeting. Who's had meetings that seem to go on for hours? Many people would have had meetings that go on and on and on. If you book a meeting with me, I'd be privileged to have one with you when I'm back here in April. I would do 55 minutes. It will probably take you longer to drive to me than it will to have the meeting and drive back to wherever you come from. And in 55 minutes for the first meeting, I'm not really interested in what you do. I'm interested in you. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your hobbies and your passion. Tell me about your family. Tell me where it all started. And if that adds up with me, I have a choice. My choice is, can I move our relationship to the next level? And if I choose to do that, we'll meet again in 6 weeks. I may choose to help you because I can't have you as because I can't have you as a client, I may choose to help you, to give you some nuggets. But what I won't do, I will not give you any business advice. And it's okay. If you want to join us, please do. I can't give you any business advice unless I've got a 360-degree view of what your business looks like. Too many people, I believe, give too many people business advice that they wouldn't give if they knew that whole story. And we have to be so mindful of that. So, we're on. We've had our first meeting. Did you like me? Okay, I'm interested in navigation. I'm interested in fishing, carp fishing. I like spending time in France. For 40 years we had Labrador dogs. I enjoy orchids. And one other thing, I had done clay pigeon shooting in the past.
What did you last time?
Last one?
Last time.
Last one? Yeah, okay. So if we connect somewhere, we may decide that we'll have another meeting. How about 6 weeks? Same time, same place. Why would we do that? Same time, same place. Because he was free this day on this time, so there's a chance, same time, same place. So before we have our meeting, I need to know my diary is free, and actually I've got the date and the time to share with you. I'm having a marketing meeting. Call them what you like. I am having a marketing meeting with somebody. My time is valuable, your time is valuable. If I can't make it, I will let you know as soon as I can. For me and my clients, tell me on the day if you can't make it, because they are my clients and I have to look after them. But for my marketing meetings, I need to know in advance whether or not something's going to happen. So what would we do the day before? We're just going to check it. Both of us probably thinking about the meeting tomorrow. And what's going to happen? We might now talk about the business side, and I might understand more about your business and how it works. And instantly I'm thinking, can I connect you to some people when our relationship is right that will make a difference to you? So what do you do for a living, sir?
What do you do for a living?
What do you do for a living?
Okay, I'm a practicing chartered accountant as well as an insolvency resolution.
Oh, my word, I'm ready to have a cup of coffee with you. He's a practicing chartered accountant as well as an insolvency practitioner. Who's interested? Yeah, why? Because if my relationship works with him and he can, I can pass him opportunities in the same way as he can pass me opportunities. But our relationship has got to be right. This could take a year. So remember now, the year is 2020. In 12 months' time, the first job drops into me. I can easily refer the opportunity to you because I see a lot of people who don't come to me as a client, but they come to me because they're in startup. And they need to be directed to somebody who can do the startup work for them. Who else is interested in startups, please? Anybody interested in startups as a profession? What do you do for a living?
I am a marketing
Marketing?
agency.
Agency marketing, yeah. So,
I work in a mutual fund.
you have to show. So I got the hair of the thing.
I work in the mutual fund.
Okay, fine. Future company. Yes? Who was next? Along here? Yes?
Even I'm a chartered accountant and evaluation.
Okay, thank you.
With
Thank you. Yes?
I'm a digital marketing consultant.
Okay, so what do we know about startups? So we've got a bit off track, but we'll get it back on. Startups don't have very much money. So we have to be careful about how much money we put in a certain place because we don't have very much of it. Who would be interested in companies that are 3 years old or more that have a solid foundation? Who can pay their bills? I'll give you another expression that we hear a lot of. I'll work with anyone. Who said that before? I'll work with anyone. I've said that. What I didn't realise was I was saying anyone who might not be able to pay, who won't pay on time. I can't work with those people. I've done that. And then I have to employ someone who goes and collects debts to get the money back. And then it all gets horrible and it doesn't work. So we're in a point where, if I can get my relationship served right with you, thank you very much for sitting on the front row this evening. It's very good. I look forward to talking to you in the break. Okay. But I'm from the UK. So is that going to work? Yes. Why? Because Barrett sits there and Barrett represents the centre here in online. So from a covering your point of view, building relationships with a few people that go into some depth will give you a great return on investment. And the investment is time. You're not spending money doing all sorts of different things. The social media side, we have to do it. How can I share this one with you? But don't tell too many people about this, because this really is embarrassing. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. But my clients love it, and they expect me to. So I have to. But if it was me and it was my choice, sorry. I have enough people around me that I don't need to worry too much about it. But my clients, they love it. They're on the thing all day long, every day doing stuff. And I have to be able to follow it along. It's okay. But it's a choice. It's giving you choice too. So let's think about creating for you an invoice to cover your expenses for being here tonight, today. Who would like in the next 4 weeks to generate an invoice they've not been able to generate up till today from somebody they didn't know who was going to buy from them? Who would like to do it? Thank you very much. This is very much your presentation. You talk about boards. Could you talk about boards? Okay. One of the powerful things we have a history. And our history means we've connected with a lot of people through our lifetime. The ladies are very good at this. They speak to somebody they hadn't spoken to 2 years ago, and it's almost as if they spoke to them yesterday. Do you know what I mean? Ladies are very good at it. But guess who don't? Guess which sex doesn't do it? The ladies tend not to do it. So how about this? If I asked you, not this second, to scroll through your phone until you come to a name of somebody you liked, but you haven't spoken to them for a while, only because your lives have gone in different directions. But when you were speaking to them, you had a good relationship, and I asked you to pick the phone up and call them and say this. I can't even think what day of the week we are. We're Thursday. Thursday evening, I was at a LinkedIn Liverpool presentation, and there was a guy on the stage from the UK who asked us to think about somebody we hadn't spoken to for a while, who we had a good relationship with, and your name came straight into my head. Okay, do we have somebody's name in our minds who we could phone? Excuse me. Yes?
Yes.
That's my challenge. That's what I need you to do. And the conversation sounds just as I said a few moments ago. I was at a LinkedIn presentation on Thursday evening. There was a guy there presenting from the UK, and he asked us about people who we hadn't spoken to for a while, who we had a really good relationship with. If we could just pick the phone up and say hello. Your name came straight into my mind, so I'm calling you today to say, first of all, hi, and how are things? Depending on what you do for a living, some of you will get an instant response like, I've been meaning to call you, can you look at this for us? So anyone around graphic design, IT, trades, those sorts of people are likely to get something quite quickly. For the rest of us, it may just be a catch-up. But what it also means is somebody else is now aware of us. And before they go to bed that evening, they're going to be thinking about us. And that's going to make a difference. How much longer have I got?
Another 12 minutes.
12? Oh, my word, 12 minutes. We're okay. So, right. Think about this very carefully. Very carefully. I'm going to ask you how many new clients a month you can handle. How many new clients a month you can handle. Some of you have businesses where when somebody connects with you, they're going to stay with you. So if you tell me 10, by this time next year, you'll have 120. And I need you to tell me, truthfully, from your heart, what it looks like. I'll start you off with myself. I am 0.3 of a new client a month, except for when I do this sort of presentation, when we'll sell 100 seats. But I'm 0.3. The people I choose to be close to, 0.3 of a person per month, one person every 3 months, for the opportunity. Have you had a chance to think about your numbers? I really could do with somebody counting this up for me. Is there somebody who, do we have anyone good with numbers in the room? Yeah? Could you just come and stand with me and just do the numbers when people do the numbers? Actually stand them up, or somebody? Yeah, no, you need to stand here though, you need to hear them, because I may not pick the right number up. Bring your hand, it's important. We're going to add up every number that everybody gives us. Okay, so, I've got a flip chart, I didn't see the flip chart. Actually, we can do it there as well. So, your hearing of people will be different to mine because of the language that they pick up. So, I'm going to, if you can just give us, just as they do the numbers, just make 3 or 4 columns of numbers. Okay, how many now? How many? How many new clients a month? 5? 2? 5, 30, got it. 5, 1, 8, 6, 10, 10, 2, 10, 1, 0, 10, yep. 10, 5, 2, how many you'd like to have month by month moving forwards, but if you are a business where people stay with you, just remember that it's going to wrap up very quickly. 4, 5, 5, 4,
40, 40.
4, 0,
5,
5,
10,
10, 10, 5, 3, 3,
15.
15, 5, 5. Oh, that's great, and we love it. You're the next generation. You're going to be the next generation doing all of this, so love it. Well done.
10,
10, 5, 7, 10, 10, 5, 3, 2, 10, 1, 5, 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well done. Congratulations. How many? 2. Okay, can you give me a number? I need a number. The reason how many people are here. Okay, so we've asked for 290 pieces of work a month between the people in this room. I suggest to you that we've just started a great networking room because you can all do what you need to do to help one another. If you have an iPhone, don't do it, I'll just tell you. If you have an iPhone and you go to your telephone directory, you go right to the bottom, it will tell you how many contacts you're connected with. The minimum is likely to be 250, the maximum could be 5,000 plus. Okay, so if we, thank you very much sir, that was perfect, thank you. Thank you. So between 11,500 people, how many people do you know who have children, do you think? And I'm not going to be specific. Children aged between 3 and 12 years of age. How many people do you think you know have got children aged in that age range? Yep. Okay, we've got a few. There are a few of us who know a few people. If I said to you this evening, there's a lady in the room whose business is all about young people and reading by storytelling, that you went away from here thinking, oh, that's interesting, I wonder what that's all about. Because she has a niche and she has a belief. And the belief is to get all children reading at whatever level daily, that they can do something together. She's a lady who I worked with when I was here in September, and you might think, oh, that's a bit unfair that he's talking about an individual person. But the positive is, my belief is, that we need to ensure that the next generation of people can do what they need to do, and the only way they're going to be able to do it is if you give them the right tools. Rinky is in the corner. Just stand up and say hello to everybody.
Hi.
What about that? And when we stop at the end, if we have time for a cup of tea, you can just say hello to her. That would be, for me, a great thank you for allowing me to be on your stage this evening. So here are the figures. We need 290 opportunities a month, between 11,500, and believe me, I feel that number could be nearer 50,000 if we did the exercise and we had time to do it properly. So we have 50,000 connections between us, and some of you are asking for 2 or 3 new client opportunities a month. You're asking for 10 a year, and some are much less. And in your community, you have somebody who can absolutely nail the figures for you. His name's Parel. I flew 8,000 miles yesterday to be here, and I'll fly 8,000 miles back next week to go home. And whilst I'm here, I touch the lives of so many people who all have one desire, is to have a life where they can lead their life around a business that does what it needs to, rather than having a business that sucks everything out of them all of the time. And actually, it upsets the apple cart. Because I didn't start my business to upset my family. I started a business to look after them. And in the end, for many of us, what happens is we're doing the business every hour of every day, but we're awake, and we don't take enough time back to look after ourselves. So I'm coming to a close now, I think, probably. Number one, we've got to look after ourselves. Above everything else, we must look after ourselves. I've just turned 60. 2 years ago, my heart did something it shouldn't have done, hospital and all the other stuff, and I actually took stock of my life and said, I'm finished with doing everything for everyone because they want me to. Now I'm going to do things for people because I choose to. Hence I'm here. I choose to come. I urge you please to look after yourselves. Take a massage every month. Do something for you. And more importantly, do it in work time because it's about you looking after yourself. Don't suddenly think, I can't do that because. Put it in the electronic diary, even if it's 2 hours an appointment with you. 2 hours an appointment with yourself to go and do whatever you choose to do. Go to the library, get a book, have a coffee, meet with a friend, do something, but do it for yourselves and not for somebody else. My name is Philip Burton. You'll remember I've got 2 L's, so if you connect with me on LinkedIn, if you can look for the Philip Burton with 2 L's in the UK, I'd be really happy to connect with you. Please forgive me, there are so many of you in here that if you all do it, it's going to take you a week to get through it and send you a nice message back, but I'll be really happy to connect with you. I'm not selling to you, I don't need to do that, I'm here to make your lives different. And for the young people in the room today, I urge you please, if you go into business, that you take some business advice right at the beginning and don't do what the majority of us did. Think we can do it the right way and actually find out that sometimes it's a bit more difficult than we thought. So we wish you a fantastic evening, whatever you're up to, a great weekend, and congratulations. Wonderful being here. Thank you.